welcome to another of the bite-sized interviews. Today I've got Caroline Mitchell with me. Welcome to the interviews, Caroline.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Caroline is author of the UK's most talked about true paranormal story. She lives with her husband, four children, two dogs in a pretty village on the coast of Essex. Born in Ireland, she moved to the UK 12 years ago and became a police officer. Paranormal Intruder is the true story of her encounters with the supernatural. Caroline continues to write in the crime fiction genre. Don't Turn Around, the first in the DC9 series, is now available to order on Amazon. It's a terrifying supernatural police procedural and plots Jennifer Knight against cold-blooded killer more dead than alive. Sounds scary, Caroline.
It is very creepy.
Um, I have read it. I've read both of them actually. Paranormal Intruder scared the life out of me because it's true.
Yeah.
You write crime fiction with a supernatural element where your protagonist, the police detective, is actually the person who is involved in the supernatural aspect of the story. What prompted you to cross-genre your novel?
Yeah, it seemed to make sense because after writing my true experiences, as I say, Paranormal Intruder, I wanted to keep going. And I thought, what would I write next? And given I'm in the police as well and I had my own experience, it just made sense to blend the genres. I know I was probably taking a chance because there's not that many books out there like that, but it just felt natural and right to me. And I really enjoyed writing it. So that was my inspiration, was my own true story.
Okay. Um, so bearing in mind your true encounters with supernatural, how did people around you react to the disclosures that were happening?
Yeah, my colleagues were brilliant. I think it was because they knew what was going on in my home. Many of them had come and they'd experienced what I experienced and they'd seen it for themselves. So it came as no surprise to them. Initially, they were just gobsmacked as we were. But as you say, they've seen it with their own eyes. I mean, I have up to 30 witnesses to what happened. So, yeah, they were really, really supportive. And even now, they get in touch with me. People I haven't seen since it started, they get in touch with me now and say, I'm still talking about what happened in your home. But yeah, you know how it is that the people you work with on a day-to-day basis, very supportive. And even people I meet now who didn't experience it, they always say, well, I read your book and because it's you, I know it's true. It's not something they would normally believe in, but as they know me and I'm pretty down to earth and, I don't have flights of fantasy or anything, that they say that, yeah, I know it's true. And they kind of ask me every now and again how things are. So, yeah, they've been brilliant.
Can you tell us something that people did witness when they came to the house?
I think one of the scariest things, I mean, we had a lot of fires. It used to go through different stages. And for me, the fires were quite scary. And sometimes we try and get out of the house. The fires would just start inside or outside the house with no apparent, means. And we'd try and get out of the house and the doors would be locked and we'd have to look for the keys. And that was quite frightening. And we had to move out when that happened. But one of the most spectacular things was when this yellow liquid began dripping from thin air, so several inches down from the ceiling, with no apparent start point. They came in, a few of my colleagues rushed in, I rushed in because my husband had rang me to say what was happening. There was this pool of yellow, well, he thought it was urine, but I don't know, but there was a pool of yellow liquid in the hall and we rushed home and yeah, it was just dripping from, say, inches down from the ceiling, just dripping. And they just stared in amazement, they couldn't believe it. And it came towards us and it sounds really bizarre, but and then it stopped. And when we looked at the stairways, there was like these claw-shaped footprints going up the stairs, like someone had walked in something wet and was walking up the stairs. It was like something out of a horror movie. And even now, they just talk to me about that and say, I just can't believe what I seen that day. It was crazy.
That's
And yeah.
that's scary, Caroline.
It was horror movie stuff. And yeah, we were just at the end of our tether when that happened. That was really was. We were struggling for months with what was happening, but that was the worst thing. But thankfully, the Catholic Church came and did an exorcism, and it did help things. I won't say it stopped them, but it's never gone to that level again. So we're very grateful for that.
And is life more settled now then?
Yes, it is. I mean, it's been since 2010, so over 5 years now. So you do start to get used to kind of unusual occurrences. Um, It's manageable though. I mean, the other day my husband went to make a cup of coffee and he went to get the milk out of the fridge, and instead it was in the cupboard where the glasses are kept. He opened the cupboard door and there was the milk in there, and things like I went to feed the dogs and their food bowl was just full to the brim of water. On their own, these things you might say, oh yeah, that's someone's put that there, someone's done it. But when it happens a lot, you kind of just think, yeah, that's probably to do with what's been happening in the house. Sometimes if we talk about it, my husband will get scratched. He'll end up with a scratch at the back of his neck or on his leg or anywhere really. And so we tend not to focus on it very much. We don't talk about it too much in the house.
Wow, I can't imagine living like that. In relation to the novels, how well do you think crossing genres works?
Yeah, I think for me it worked because I tried to keep it as realistic as possible. I think that's the key, and that people can read it, and perhaps even if they're not fans of the paranormal. I had a lot of people contact me saying, I didn't actually realize Don't Turn Around had a paranormal thread because it was marketed more as a crime thriller, which to me is what it is. But they didn't realize when they began reading it that there was a thread running through it. But they gave it a chance and they said, yeah, actually, it's not something I ever would have considered reading, but now I'm hooked and can't wait for the next in the series. So earlier reviews for the second in the series, Time to Die, have been really, really good. So I'm really pleased that it's worked, and I'm pleased with my publisher, Bookouture, because they took a chance. I had other publishers, as you know, when you're trying to get published, it's difficult. And they had said, yeah, we like the book, but we're not going to take the chance on the genre. So Bookouture just stepped in at the perfect time, and yeah, they were all up for that. They loved it and published it, and thankfully it's paid off.
So your second one's just come out.
Yeah, it's on pre-order at the moment, so it'll be out on the 24th to buy.
And will we be seeing more of DC Jennifer Knight, and will she be crossing boundaries with the supernatural again with her police
Yeah,
work?
all that's a given, I think. Yeah, I'm working on the third in the series now, which is about these twins. One goes missing, and it's kind of maybe perhaps someone in the family or the inner circle knows where she is, and her existing twin, Jennifer, is speaking to her and trying to get clues as to where her sister is because they're kind of communicating with each other. So, yeah, again, it's that kind of spooky supernatural thread, but it mainly focuses on the investigation and trying to get this child back alive, if indeed she is alive. So, it's initially meant to be a trilogy. There's only meant to be three Jennifer Knights, but I think maybe in the future I'll, write a few more. We'll see how it goes.
Okay. Have you had a positive response to her?
Oh yeah, yeah, very much so. Yeah, I didn't expect it, to be honest. I'm new to writing fiction, and I thought, well, if I sell a few copies, it'll do well. But no, it's been overwhelming. The bloggers and the readers in particular have just taken her to their hearts, and I'm so grateful for that. So yeah, I'm really, really pleased.
Brilliant. Thanks for talking me. Thanks for talking to me today, Caroline. It's been great.
Yeah, thanks, Rebecca.